Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to back up your files on Linux GUI using AhsayOBM. Let's go to my screen and get started. Open AhsayOBM on your computer. Then log in using your credentials. Click on the Backup Sets tile. Click on the plus icon to create a new backup set. Enter a name for your new backup set, then select File Backup as your backup set type. Click Next to proceed. Select the backup source where your files are stored. For our example, I have videos, pictures, music, and documents that I would like to back up. I can either select the root folder to back up all the files on the computer, or manually select the files, folders, or drives to back up by clicking the link below named I would like to choose the files to back up. Tick the Show Files box to display the contents of the folder or drive. Click OK, and leave the filter setting on off for now. Click Next to proceed. Create an automatic backup schedule. Turn on the setting and click on the plus icon to add a new schedule. Input the name of the new backup schedule. And for the type setting, you can either select daily, weekly, monthly, or a custom setting. For the start backup setting, you can choose at if you want the backup schedule to start at a specified time or every if you want it to start at a specified interval, ranging from 1 minute up to 12 hours. Using small backup intervals ensures that the changes to the files are captured regularly for greater flexibility in recovering your data. However, having small backup intervals also means that the backup machine must have the appropriate hardware specifications to achieve optimal performance. As the amount of new data grows, ensure the AhsayOBM user account has enough storage allocation and consider the retention policy settings and retention area storage management. For the stop setting, which is only available if you select at, you have two options. The first is until full backup completed, where the backup job will only stop running when all the changes to your data are completely backed up, regardless of how long it takes. The second is after, which stops the backup job after a specific time period, even if the backup of all your files and folder is not completed. The best practice is to enable Run Retention Policy after backup, which will delete the files and folders in the retention area that have exceeded the retention period. This is to better manage the backup storage quota. For our example, we will create a daily backup schedule that will start a backup job at 8 p.m. Click Next to proceed. Leave the backup mode on sequential, as our example for today only has one storage destination. However, if you have more than one storage destination, it is recommended to set the backup mode to concurrent. For example, if you want to back up your files to the Ahsay drive and a local drive. For our example, we will save our files to the Ahsay drive. Click on the plus icon and select Ahsay drive as the destination storage. Click OK, then click Next to proceed. Use the default setting for OpenDirect and leave it off, as OpenDirect is only supported on Windows. Click Next to proceed. Use the default setting for encryption. This is the most secure option as it uses Ahsay's AES 256-bit data encryption, and it will randomly generate a 44 alphanumeric character encryption key to secure your backup. Remember, once you have selected the encryption settings, it cannot be changed afterwards. If you need to change the encryption settings, you would need to create a new backup set and back up all your data again. Click Next to proceed. It is very important to keep a copy of your encryption key before clicking Confirm. If you forget or lose your encryption key, you will lose the ability to access and restore your backup data. Once you have secured the encryption key, click Confirm to proceed. The backup set has been successfully created. Click on Backup Now to start a backup job, or you can click Close and your files will be automatically backed up later at 8 p.m. since we already set a schedule earlier. Let's click Close and see the settings of our newly created backup set. Click on the file backup set that we just created. Click on the Show Advanced setting to see the other available options. Click on the duplication. The duplication is enabled by default, and when it is turned on, it removes redundant data blocks. The default settings are the optimal settings for the duplication, and for file backups, it saves up to 50% or more storage space, saves costs, and reduces network bandwidth usage. Next, select Retention Policy. The retention policy dictates how long it will hold files and folders that were deleted or modified during a backup job before they are removed. They are stored in the retention area, which is a temporary destination to store the files and folders which can still be restored. Increasing the duration increases the likelihood of recovering older versions of deleted or modified files and folders, increasing the storage required, which translates to higher storage costs. There are two types of retention policy available. First is Simple, which is a basic policy where the retained files are removed automatically after a specified number of days or backup jobs. Second is Advanced, which is a more flexible policy which can be used to maximize the scope of your data recovery while minimizing the storage usage and cost. You can set it to daily, weekly, quarterly, yearly, or a custom setting. Let's go back and choose a simple retention policy. Next, select Others. The temporary directory is set to a local volume by default. The temp folder is the default location where AhsayOBM temporarily stores the backup set index files and temporary restore files. The best practice is to set the temporary directory to another local drive for optimal backup and restore performance. Enable the Remove Temporary Files after backup to effectively manage the free space on the drive. It should not be located on the same partition as the operating system because if that drive fills up, it could cause the backup machine to crash, preventing your backup from running or completing. It shouldn't also be set to a network drive as it could affect both backup and restore performance. Click Change and select a different location. I will select a different location for our temporary directory. Click OK. Use the default setting for follow link and keep it on. With this setting turned on and symlink selected in the backup source, the corresponding files and folders which it refers to will also be included in the backup even if the original files and folders were not originally selected. Use the default setting for file permissions and keep it on. This setting defines if AhsayOBM will backup operating system file permission of the data selected as backup source. This feature is only available for file backup sets. Next is Recycle Bin. This feature allows the user to set the number of days the block files that were deleted due to retention policy or data integrity check will be held as added protection. Let's click on Save to save the changes and go back to the main menu of AhsayOBM. Let's manually run a backup. Click the Backup tile, then select the backup set that we just created. Enable the Run Retention Policy after Backup option to permanently delete files and folders in the retention area which have exceeded the retention period to better manage the backup storage quota. Click Backup to start a backup job. The backup has completed. You can click on the magnifying glass icon on the right to see the summary of the backup. Click Close and go back to the main menu of AhsayOBM. And that's how you back up your files on Linux GUI using AhsayOBM. With Ahsay, your data is fully protected, armed with the latest technology like immutable backups, where your backup data will never be encrypted, deleted, or modified for total protection against hackers and ransomware. Strong AES 256-bit data encryption ensures that your data is encrypted during transit and when your data is stored. to prevent anyone from reading your data without your permission. Two-factor authentication to prevent anyone from accessing your data without your permission. Multi-destination backups to store your backup data in more than one storage destination and across many geographical regions for maximum protection against natural disasters, fire, or conflicts. And data deduplication, a feature that removes duplicate copies of data that helps you save up to 90% of your storage space, with significant savings on your data storage costs, as well as much faster backups. That's why you should choose Ahsay. Your data is safe with us.